Beyond Los Cabos, or recap. Welcome to a new special edition of the Nick Fong Podcast, where we take you to amazing places in Baja. Loreto, MANTARRAYA Residences, episode 74, with Susie and George Dover.
George, you and Susie decided that you were going to venture into something else in the Baja. Tell us about that experience or that thought process.
Well, it was triggered initially because the friends that we had met, that Susie had met her first on the plane, and we'd become good friends with them. And for a number of reasons, they desired to buy us out of their home, the home we bought into, because they wanted to live there full time primarily. And so we were bought out of that home and immediately started looking for other options. And Cabo was first and only on our mind at the time, but there's a few things in Cabo that I missed that I felt it didn't have for me personally. One of those specifically is really good access to places where you can snorkel and enjoy the sea life. And in Cabo, there's just not as many swimming beaches or great places to get in the water if you're maybe not a surfer. So I started looking around and we were familiar with La Paz. We'd been there once before, looked at that. But every time we would fly back and forth from Phoenix to Cabo, we'd fly over the La Paz and the Loreto areas. And I look down and I see the islands down there and the water and Susie and I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean and in Hawaii before we started to love the Baja. And those waters looked as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than anything I'd ever seen. So I just wanted to get there. And so we were looking at a lot of different properties and options in Cabo, and we have a very specific budget that we couldn't go outside of. With all that in play, we spent months looking at different options in Cabo, and we went to Loreto. We went to Danzante Bay, to Villa del Palmar. Susie reluctantly went initially because it's an all-inclusive, and we are not big fans of all-inclusives for a number of reasons. We're a little bit food snobs, and that's the main reason. But fortunately, she acquiesced, and we went there. And the experience we had was incredible. The feeling I get at Danzante Bay is different than anywhere else I've been in the world. And every time we go down there, we've been out on the water and had experiences that in my lifetime I haven't had in the Caribbean, in the Bahamas, or anywhere like that, in Hawaii, anywhere like that. And so we initially were hoping to build a home down in Danzante Bay and purchase a lot. Right. But we had budget constraints, and that we weren't sure if that was going to work out either. And then fortunately for us, as we were trying to make a decision, the MANTARRAYA condominiums in Danzante Bay were released, and the price point was absolutely perfect for us. And so immediately we jumped on there, and I was thrilled because that's where my heart was from the first moment we got there. And Susie had there's other interests that Susie has that pushed us a little bit maybe towards Cabo, but I could let her maybe talk to those, but it gives you a little background as to how we ended up there.
Episode 97, Wellness at MANTARRAYA with Chelsea Kimik.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're in Loreto, Danzante Bay, and Chelsea Kimik is our special guest. Thank you for joining us, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, we just completed our kind of wellness program this morning, and the project is MANTARRAYA just over there. You were brought into this project as the wellness director. For what purpose?
So the purpose of coming into this project was to find a way to really bring, I should back up. My background before coming to this project is wellness in real estate. So it's this growing sector in the wellness market that has to do with real estate. So what we're realizing with the consumer, or the real estate consumer, is that people really care so much more about how they live with where they live. So it's less about, all the fancy properties and things that people still, enjoy luxury, but we really care more about how we live. So how is the elements of the house and, what surroundings we have? Do we have access to healthy food? Do we have access to activities such as hiking or things that are really beneficial for our well-being and our mental health? And I think that's more relevant today than ever before, especially coming out of the last few years that we've been in.
Right.
So coming into this project was really to bring that all together. So can we bring all of that wellness and well-being and bring it into how and where people live in paradise?
Yeah. I always say that we don't sell 4 walls and a roof. We sell the experience and the lifestyle. And here at Danzante Bay, at MANTARRAYA, it is definitely the lifestyle. We're here on the beach, the calm weather, the calm water. And you said that this has been a growing trend in real estate. That's the wellness concept. What does wellness mean to you?
So wellness to me, and I was, actually that was a question that came up today, and I'll just reference that question. Yeah. Someone asked me the difference between, wellness and say a spa, because we have a lot of properties that maybe say they have wellness, but you go there and they have massages and yoga classes, right? So to me, spa and these kinds of services are about the outside. And wellness and well-being is about the inside to me. So it's really nourishing from the inside out, and it's one of those themes that we want to have in this community that we're building. We definitely want to help people as many ways that we can, but we want this to come from the inside out, and also, respecting the surroundings that we're in. So each property, is going to have its own energy as far as where it is in the world, right?
Cerritos Beach, episode 89. Our agent Cindy Williams in the market in Cerritos.
What is going on in Cerritos in the last 2 years?
Oh boy. Well, if you ask the people around, they're like, it's an explosion. But yes, that land was sold like years ago, originally 2007 when titles were issued. It was bought up. And then we hit the 2008, 2009, and all the people just held on, or they started to slowly resell. So most of that land was originally sold. The people have kept it or sold it, and now everybody's decided it's time to start building on it. So we really are having a construction explosion out there.
Average lot sizes, residential?
And most of Cerritos was 2,000 meters. Okay. Closer to the beach, they got 1,500 and then 1,100 meters a lot, or 1,000 on the beachfront. But the average size lot's like a half acre.
Yeah. So 4,000 square meters is a full acre. So that 2,000 meters is a half acre.
Yes.
And Cerritos, for those that don't know, 45 minutes from Cabo San Lucas, or 30 minutes if you're Cindy Williams driving.
You drive like me.
And the explosion of lots being sold, condos being built.
It's insane. It really is. Nothing like Cabo, obviously, but we see a lot of people that are still looking for those large lots. They're heading that way. Of course, Cerritos has the best weather in all of southern Baja. We have this microclimate that's just amazing. That's driving a lot of it. And then the growth in Cabo and San Jose is driving a lot of the force up there. So I don't have exact numbers and I don't like to misquote, but I would say there's at least 20 new housing starts per month going on right now.
Housing?
Just individual houses, people building. And then condos, we're out of inventory. And we've been out of inventory for about a year. So now we're waiting for all the new product to come back on the market, or to hit the market. Yep. A lot of the pre-sales were done a year and a half ago. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 new condo projects that are coming. Yes, that are coming, that haven't broken ground yet or just barely moving dirt. And then we have the Vista Sol project that we're talking about today, which I have a major passion for, because I think it was designed appropriately as starter homes for the people that want to be in Cerritos, but they don't have large budgets or they don't want to invest a large amount of money. So we designed it.
Because you were a part of that.
Just
process.
The design process, yes. The actually clients that you asked me to take care of, they were looking to buy some land. They're builders down here in Cabo. They've built different developments and so forth. So I talked them into Cerritos, and they're gung-ho. They're the best clients you could ever have, right? They're good. But I helped them design a product that I thought we could sell. Because most of the products in Cerritos over the years have been condos.
Right.
That's where people are comfortable.
Why is that?
Because they think they just lock their door and they go away.
Is that true?
Yeah, very much so. And they know there's management. The rental potential is easy. People like to just rent a condo.
Also, if you're a developer, you want to build condos because you get more.
Maximize your dollar.
Right.
Absolutely. So they, Adama is the name of the group that's building. They agreed to listen to me. We did our homework. We looked at other projects that weren't maybe moving or what I felt was not correct about them. And I modeled this one after Villas de Cerritos, which is the most successful little project in multiple different kinds of designs. Drew just built this, then he built this, but they rent. It's a beautiful community, et cetera. So I said, let's follow that design.
Okay. And so the result is how many houses?
On the first phase, there's 12 houses. 4 of them are gone. They were sold to family, friends, et cetera. So I have 8 available right now. Have about 4 contracts floating around in the air.
Right.
So legitimately, I think I have like 4 left.
Okay. So of the 4 that are left, what are the specs of the homes?
Well, they're all individual houses, no connecting walls. They're designed as like a smaller home or a rental for a couple, maybe.
What is the community offering in terms of amenities?
Well, it is a gated community in the sense that it's not guarded. We don't have a guard, but a security guard's available. That's where how most of the people do. We hire a nightly security guard, but at this point, that's not
A part of it.
No, but it's completely walled and gated. And then once you enter from either the north side or the south side, the houses line the beautiful pathway that runs through it. We have a community pool. And then on the other side, we have an outdoor gathering area, a little palapa, a little barbecue place to entertain guests.
Episode 104 with our agent Julia Kelsen.
So Julia, why was it that you decided to build your own home instead of just buying something that's finished?
Good question. Yeah,
It's a good question. Yeah, it's a really cool story. I think it's cool. When we decided to move,
First condition, next to the ocean.
yeah, of course. So Roma and I, we always wanted to have our own place by the ocean because we were raised on the Sea of Japan. And so we really wanted just to find this place, however small, doesn't matter, and just to age there and die.
That's a morbid
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet, sorry.
tragedy.
Tragedy.
One
yeah.
day.
One day
One
together.
day all of us
yes.
will, yes.
And so we were looking for that, for a place like that. And Seattle at the time was off limits in terms of pricing. It was very high, very expensive. And so we were thinking where to move. We decided to move. And we were considering Bali and Vietnam. And then we decided in favor of Mexico after our trip to Todos Santos. In 2019, we flew here. Before that, we were sitting in the kitchen, I remember it, and we just zoomed in on Google Maps, and we're like, houses for sale in Todos Santos, CERRITOS area. And so we found this house. We looked through pictures, and we liked it. And
It was on sale?
It was on sale, of course, yes. And so we bought tickets, and we flew within a day. So we arrive in CERRITOS. We go to the house. Well, the house turned out not to be our dream house. So we thought to ourselves, why not just buy land and build? We were a little crazy, I think, because we didn't have a clue what we were getting into. But we had really good friends who supported us. Our friend and broker, Rock Flashman, and Julie O'Neill, his colleague, they helped us with that. So they took us around and showed us all kinds of lots, flat lots, mostly. We looked at like half a dozen. And then we just didn't like it quite.
Guess what? Julia pick up the heaviest one.
So most difficult
challenging
one.
one.
So then Rock said, "Oh, I'll just show you a lot on a slope," and he brought us to this really special property, and we stood there. We said, "Oh wow, we are totally building here."
Despite it being on like a 33-degree
Yes,
incline
yes.
into the ocean.
I
Yeah.
tried to change her mind. Probably we will both
Because it's more expensive, right?
It's more expensive. It's more expensive.
It takes more time.
To me, one of the challenges we resolved at the beginning is they had totally trust or confidence on me about the proposal. You have to invest on retaining walls. You have to do this, and then they are helping me on that. They are not making my life like a tragedy, no?
Back to the Romeo and Juliet, the tragedy.
But I think it's because we're clueless. Like in most
Ignorance is bliss,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And you do things that are maybe a little bit more risky.
Probably, well, because I like to take risks, calculated ones. Yes. And so, of course, we calculated finances and, so much goes into it. So we did a big research. I think one of the factors for success is that you do your homework way before you start building. We had at least 5-6 iterations of design. We kept changing things around all the time. And we researched everything, like everything. And so I feel like it's the right decision because every time we go to that place, we feel in awe. We get this shivers,
made. Yeah.
how beautiful the place is.
How it's professionally made. It's you can see just straight lines, good angles.
Had you guys built a house before?
No, never.
So you never built a house before, and you moved to Mexico, you buy a piece of land, and you're going to build your first house on a 33-degree incline.
Yes.
Because of Augustine.
Yeah.
I think trust is everything, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
The East Cape, episode 99, with our agent Emma Nicholson.
The East Cape, for those that don't know Emma, where is the East Cape, geographically speaking?
Okay, so for those of you who have never left San Jose or Cabo, if you go north, the temperature doesn't change. It's still the same climate. And you head northwards, probably recommend on MEX 1, and you drive for about 150 kilometers. It's quite a way, 150 kilometers, and that's the stretch we call the East Cape. So it's from south of Zacatitos up to Boca del Alamo in the north of El Cardenal.
Why do you speak in kilometers? You're from England.
That's true, yeah. I've been Mexican.
So about 90 miles.
Sorry,
right?
yeah. Well, that's actually the coast road. It's a bit longer on the other road, but it's very different, the East Cape, to here. We have swimmable beaches. Mm-hmm. We have a different pattern of weather. There's a very strong north wind that blows from November to around end of March, and that attracts a very different crowd of people. We have a lot of wind sport enthusiasts. But the great thing about it, unlike other wind sport areas where you think like Tarifa in Spain or maybe Lanzarote, the wind lies down about 5 o'clock. And so you can have cocktails on your patio or on your veranda and really enjoy the beautiful Sea of Cortez with the whales leaping and the dolphins playing. It's gorgeous.
You first came to the area in the Baja how many years ago?
Been here about 12 years now.
Okay, so the East Cape is the place you immediately went to, or did you start like a lot of people in Cabo?
Yeah, I came to Cabo a lot, actually, 10 years before that, and hated it. Sorry for all the Cabo people here.
Why did you hate it?
It's just too many people, too many cars. I came from London, and it's like a mini London, and just really wanted some space. Was a windsurfer and discovered Los Barriles and felt like I'd come home. And then we never left. We came for a month, and that was 12 years ago, and we never went home.
So for you, it was vacationing in Cabo, but living in the East Cape.
Yeah, exactly.
What have you seen in terms of trends over the last couple of years with people? Who's buying in the East Cape?
Wow. So I would say, and I think a lot of people here have the same view, that it's, populated by sleepy fishing towns. Well, the fishing has changed a lot, and people are coming there now to the East Cape for pickleball, where we've got the biggest pickleball resort in Mexico, in Los Barriles. They're coming for wind sports, for mountain biking. It's a really big outdoor area. So you've probably got about 3 decent conurbations. You've got La Ribera, you've got Los Barriles, and you have El Cardenal. And yeah, La Ventana to a degree, but that's a very seasonal town because people come for wind sports and then they leave in the summer and it's dead. But what we're increasingly seeing is a big move from Cabo. And I didn't really know how to explain it. And I was talking to somebody from one of our mortgage companies, and they said to me, the problem is everybody's Caboed out. And our biggest group of buyers at the moment is people coming from Cabo and San Jose up to the East Cape, because they sell their $7 million condo or house, and they can buy a beachfront for 2.5. And a beachfront on a swimmable beach where, you know, they walk out of their gate, they jump on their paddleboard and their kayak, and they go and play with the whales and the dolphins immediately. I mean, that is a different quality of life that you just can't have here. So that's a group we're seeing. Influences that really changed us were COVID. We suddenly saw an influx of digital nomads. We saw younger people coming in with kids. We have private little schools now setting up, tutoring. We never had that before. 10 years ago, if you came with a kid, if you lasted a year, it'd be amazing because you just couldn't educate them there. But that's changed. We have a lot of investors coming in. We have one of the biggest rental markets and very little supply. And the buildings are being built, but there's still not enough. And you get to September when everybody starts coming back, and it's crazy. You just cannot keep the number of rentals. They just go so fast. So there's a lot of people coming up for that. And then retirees. All the baby boomers, they're still coming. They might have bought lots. Now they're building there, but a lot of them are deciding to buy. And one of the big issues we're facing is scarcity. Yesterday, I had a meeting with 2 Mexican agents who have lived there all their lives. And I said, look, we need to find some lots. And they said, Emma, they're gone. So we have no lots left.
The Palisades and Los Barriles, episode 118, with Nick Dragomeyer, member of our team.
You came to the company and immediately, through a relationship you have, are bringing a community or a new community, a new project. And I'd like to talk about that project. Okay. What's the name of it?
It's called the Palisades.
And where is it located?
It's literally about 5 minutes outside of downtown Los Barriles, and maybe about 30 seconds away from Mexico's largest pickleball resort, Tres Palapas.
Okay. Tres Palapas is super popular. Even like coming from Cabo, a lot of people talk about the Tres Palapas because I didn't know this, but they do tournaments between the two towns.
Yes, all the time. There's always a tournament going on there. And it's literally the fastest growing sport in the world right now.
And so 5 minutes from town, how far to the water is it? Also that couple minutes?
It's about a third of a mile. Like literally it'll take you 30 seconds to drive to the beach.
Okay. And Palisades is a community of how many homes?
So there's 34 home sites that are going to be available at the Palisades. I don't really want to call it phase 1, but phase 1 is six sites right now, and they are currently under construction with 2 of the first models.
All right. And there's a special name to the models that you've given it.
Right. We're going to call it the Gem Collection. And so we have Via Opal, Via Topaz, and Via Amber.
What are some of the unique features in those 3 models and the overall community of Palisades?
So the Palisades are all built on really, sizable lots. So anywhere from 1,300 square meters to 1,600 square meters. So first of all, it's a really nice piece of property that the house will be built on.
Right.
And then each client will be able to choose which model they want and which lot they want. So it's the first one of its kind in Los Barriles where the client actually has options.
So the developer is not saying this lot is this floor plan, take it or leave it. It literally, you could pick the location, the lot, and one of the 3 models.
That is correct, yeah. And so some of the unique differences between the models, which would be one has a boat garage, right? And then one has like a smaller extra garage with an RV, or not RV, excuse me, like a boat or motorcycles or something like that. And then the third one would just be a regular standard 2-car garage. But with the regular standard, your Villa Opal has a larger master bedroom than some of the other ones. So there's definitely something for everybody.
Okay. How's the overall market for single family homes in not just Los Barriles, but all of the East Cape. How many houses are on the market? What does having 34 homes, starting with just a couple in the Palisades, understandably, but what does that, what opportunities are there?
Right now, currently, there are 24 homes on the market.
In all of the East Cape?
That's it, yes.
And I heard, that's like El Cardinal to like La Ribera.
Yes, to La Ribera. That is it. East Cape North, what we call it.
All price ranges?
24. There are 12 houses that are below the $650,000 range.
Half of?
Yep, half of them, and then half of them are above 700.
Okay.
So we're right in the center.
All right. And so the price ranges are going to be from what to what?
They're starting at 650, and there's a model at 675 and one at 700.
Okay. And I'm assuming the higher price is the higher square foot.
Yes, it's the larger one with the boat garage as well.
All right.
Cabo VINORAMA, episode 85. City Las Chormois, take us north of Los Cabos.
So what kind of business are you already doing? Because you're actually working with buyers and sellers already.
Yeah, I have few clients, buyers, that I have been in touch, and they are coming in Cabo. So it's not for today, it's take time. We are in touch. I stay very connected with them to check what they need. I'm sure that will be bringing me sales from buyers. But yeah, I have a good, I'm very happy because we have a new project.
Yeah. Where's that project?
It's in Cabo VINORAMA. It's a big community. It's like 154 lots in the same community with entrance gate, 24-hour security, video camera protection all day, and you have already 60 lots that has been sold. But still have 90. All of them are on a hill with view directly to the Sea of Cortez. So you don't have a view on the street, on the road. You see only the Sea of Cortez. The 90 lots which are available have all incredible view on the Sea of Cortez. You have already like 4 home construction already construction done on 4 more. So it's doing like there is movement now there.
And this is a beachfront community.
It's a beachfront community. It is at less than 40 minutes from San Jose del Cabo, and at about 4 kilometers from the famous community of Nine Palm Beach, where there is a surf. This is a surf community. So there is building now there.
And this is the area that a lot of us might have heard of or know well, the East Cape.
Exactly. This is the East Cape of San Jose del Cabo, and this is between La Paz and San Jose. And this is an incredible place. It's a lot of things to do now, but actually there is only 2 communities with fractional lots between Cabo Pulmo and San Jose, and Cabo VINORAMA is one of them.
Okay, and so someone that right now it's just you buy a lot, right? One of the 90 lots you can be purchasing.
You can purchase with me 1 lot today, but actually we have the possibility to expand to the other lots.
Okay.
So it's we go for mine, but I can show the other ones, and if one is more attractive for
better location
for my client, if he feels that is better for him, we can have a conversation with the owners, and we can have a deal for sure.
La Paz, episode 40, with Agustino Lachea and Andrea Lozoya, part of our team at the capital of the state.
And again, I find myself in La Paz, on the other side of the Malecon, and today's guests are Andrea Lozoya and Agustin Olachea. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you both are Ronival real estate agents, and when we were with our Liva developers just a couple weeks ago, it was on the other side of the Malecon. And Agustin, you were telling me that the Malecon actually is several kilometers long.
It's a little bit over 15 kilometers long where we're standing right now, all the way to the end. But when you do that bike ride, it's so much beautiful because you're facing the ocean almost all the time.
It's safe too,
And
right?
it's also very safe because it's a guarded, dedicated bike lane. And there's so many people that use it, families. When you go in the afternoon, it's like always in La Paz, it's like a party with the local community, being there with foreigners and tourists. It's such an amazing energy that La Paz brings to you when you experience it.
And for those of you that have been watching our content for a while or listening to it, you might recognize his voice or his face. Augustine was on a couple videos with us, whether it was in Paraíso del Mar, which is actually just off in the distance here, or during the lockdown on Zoom. We met each other for the very first time, I remember, on a Zoom call. Right. And before a Ronival real estate agent, you were the president of the
Hotel Association
in La Paz.
In La Paz. And while doing that, our main goal was to promote this beautiful area. So I was not only pleased, but also very happy to be representing the tourist organization here in La Paz.
Yeah.
And we're very happy because things have developed. La Paz is booming. It's attracted attraction. It's a work we've done doing for the past 14 years, and finally it's paying off. We're very happy.
I mean, we're right now located right next to Puerto Cortez,
Exactly.
and that's a location of 2 hotel sites, right?
2 hotel sites. One is a Chablais, it's already announced, and the other one is a Fermo hotel with residences in. And it has a golf course, and there's another residential area about to happen there, and it's right next to this area and then Pedregal.
The Pedregal, you just listed a house there, and we just recorded a Ronival luxury video over there. And Andrea, you yourself, you're from the area, correct?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised in La Paz. What do they call native La Paz?
Paseños. So I'm a paseña.
A paseña.
Well, I am. Yeah.
And you've been in the company not originally as a sales agent, but in our call center.
Yeah, that's right. I've been in the company for, I think, a little over a year, almost a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a sales agent for how long?
Almost a year now as a sales agent.
And how has the real estate career been going now that it's been about a year now?
Yeah, about a year now. Very good. I'm very happy to be at Ronival, to be a sales agent. It's something that I never thought I would be doing as a professional career path.
Because tell everyone what you were doing before.
So before coming into real estate, I used to be a professional dancer back in Mexico City. That's what I did as a career back in college. But yeah, now with the pandemic, of course, a lot happened. I ended up moving back to La Paz, and I came into Ronival as an ISA. And as an ISA, that's where I learned a lot about this business. I came not knowing anything about real estate. You remember I told you on my first interview, I didn't know anything about real estate. I came as an ISA. I learned as much as I could, and then the opportunity came up to become an agent.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been almost a year.
And so everyone, last month, February, Andrea sold 4 properties as a first-year sales agent, so I'm very proud of you. So
thank you.
Thank you for joining us and sharing a little bit of your story. And for you, Augustine, you joined us just a few months ago.
Just months ago.
And how, for you, being in tourism, in the hotel, kind of in the hotel industry,
yes.
You also lived in Cabo San Lucas for a number of
7 years.
And you used to be the owner of a famous restaurant in
It's called La Trattoria. Probably people that have been going to Cabo for many, many years ago went maybe one time to our restaurant.
I did.
In La Trattoria. It was right across Squid Row.
I went there too.
Many of us did, and some don't remember even going there, but many have gone. And this industry is so specialized that before getting to know the ropes, I didn't feel the need of getting a professional to represent me to buy a property or to sell a property.
Right.
Now that I'm here, I think it's a must. It's not because I'm on this side, but I know how much knowledge, how much professionalism has to be there to represent you better, to have a better deal, and to guide you for your purchases or you're selling your properties.
That's right.
So I'm amazed. I'm getting acquainted and getting to know a lot of friends that are beginning to list with Ronival because they know what Ronival is all about, what you represent, and what we can help them out here in La Paz.
Yeah, and so you've already have been a great source of contacts and knowledge. I mean, if I have any questions about La Paz or surrounding areas, I call up Augustine, and he's like, oh yeah, that person's my friend. And, oh yeah, that person's my friend.
Small town.
In fact, this restaurant, the Seaside Bar and Grill, he knows the owner. So
it's a very good friend of mine, James Curtis. Hello, James, if you see me here in the podcast.
And this is an amazing spot, right on the beach. You're looking at boats off in the distance and not that far away. I mean, the community is incredible here. There's a dog park right next door, a kids' playground, super safe. In fact, a lot of the things that you were telling me off camera, Augustine, is a lot of people are coming here because it is so safe. And they feel like protected, and you're really with nature. Whale sharks are right over there.
Right here, just 15 minutes away from where we're at. And about the whale sharks, everybody's beginning to be a wave coming to see the whale shark, but we have implemented a program to be very organized to go see the whale shark. So that's good. I mean, it's just sustainability, which is very used term now, but we're really doing it right in La Paz. And like you say, it's very friendly.
Yeah,
that's probably the word. And La Paz, as in Spanish, means peace in English. So it just kind of just sinks in when you're here. Is La Paz. It's the peace in every sense of the word.
Well, no one could have said it better than Augustino Lacheo, right, Andrea?
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate. And follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.